I gotta say, I'm sorry for my last video. I realized looking at it that I didn't go in depth with all the spawns. No, not all the spawns, but the shared bonus, completely in depth with the shared bonus, and the I did go in depth with the Divine Grace. I think it was the favorite spawn. Yeah, it's at least a shared bonus. So if you want me to redo that again, or go in depth with the share bonus more, then let me know in the comments below. Anyways, continue on with this video. Also, I was staying up all night. Continue on with this video. We're going over in depth the treasure spawn. We're going to be covering multiple scenarios in the spawn. We're going to be covering the chances, and we're going to be covering the gear you get from the spawn. Overall, I say this is a pretty good spawn gear-wise. Now let's look at the chances. Well, we're going to look at both. First off, let's start with the monster Odin of Gods. Removes resurrection, ward, and other damage nullifying effects. Damage reflection, continued heal, and damage reduction effects from all enemies. Selects one random enemy and damages 10 times with a 210 ability attack that deals magic dark damage at success of 100 points. Now, if you don't know what success at something points is, it's pretty much the percent chance you have. The percent chance it has of hitting. So if it's at 100 points, it has a 100% chance. Ability power boosted by 10 for each increase in skill level. Paralyzes all enemies for 30 seconds at success of 100 points. That's pretty good. Cast hero on your character for 60 seconds. Nullifies buffs. Hero nullifies buffs, debuffs, status alignments, and boosts all stats by 2 times the regular amount and reduce healing effects received by 70%. So let's say overall, this monster is good. I wouldn't say, if I were to rate it 1 out of 10, it'd be around 6.8 out of 10. Reason for that being is its first ability, when it removes pretty much everything the boss or whatever enemy you're fighting has on it. All the beneficial effects gone like that, and possibly even those beneficial effects can block you from killing it. So I wouldn't say it would be a main monster for the most part, but it'd be like that plan A or not plan A, plan B monster, or a reserve type monster. Like you're stuck at a boss and it has all this extra stuff on it or something, and it's like really hard, which can happen in like future events or future enemies, maybe even normal quests, I'm not sure. Stuff like that. And you have Odin. That solves the problem. It might happen even more occasionally than you think, or I think. So yeah, Odin's not a bad monster. It's pretty good. I'd recommend late gamers go for it, mid gamers go for it. Well, not mid gamers, they don't have to worry about it. It's a late game monster. So honestly, if you're a mid or early gamer, you can get it for the future, but overall, its purpose is for late gamers. Mid gamers and early gamers will not have to worry about it until late game. If you want to go for it, still go ahead. I told you the purpose. Now you understand the reason behind it and all that. Cinderella. Let's get Cinderella. Increases ability power of all allies' light units of damage by 30% for 60 seconds. Ability power 260. Damages all enemies 2 times with physical light damage at success of 100 points. Ability power boosted by 10 for each increase in skill level. Reduces magic defense of all enemies by 40% for 80 seconds. Or 60 seconds. I said that wrong. Removes buffs from all enemies, and if Light Great Spirit is summoned, ability power is boosted by 30 during the element battle dark element weakening effect increased by 5%. It specializes as a light monster. It's not, I wouldn't call it good. If I were to rate it 1 out of 10, it'd be a 4.2. Maybe it could reach 5. This is honestly something that I would use if you start off the game and you have no monsters, or you're mid gamer and you have no monsters. Late gamers will probably almost never use that monster. I cannot find a way or a reason a late gamer would use that monster. So it's not an end term or what is that called? Long-term monster. It's not a long-term monster. It's a monster you'll probably use at the very beginning and then get rid of soon. Besides the fact that it's a pretty monster, there's really no purpose in it. Alrighty, continuing down. Besides the fact of that, the spawnable gear for SSR is still at a 6.03% chance. It's somewhere around there usually for most spawns, if you guys don't know, and gals. 50 to 200 medals per spawn, not bad. 6 chests. Let's look at the details. You have a chance of getting the Odin summoning scroll or Silurendus summoning scroll, or treasure medals up to from 400 up to 700. Now, I like this how this jackpot works because the treasure medal part, the treasure medals, I'm honestly getting more of what I want. Because honestly, instead of like having all this random gear you could get, instead of having feature gear, instead of treasure medals, like the summoning scrolls or feature gear, they throw all that stuff in the medals so you can choose from it, so that way it's not randomized, and you don't have to, if you're going for the medals, you don't have to take long, or you don't have to use more gems, and possibly even spend money if you're pay to win. If you're pay to win, well, not if you're pay to win. For anybody, also, I want to let you know, like usual, and when I say like usual, almost for all spawns featuring monsters or gear, well, not featuring monsters or gear, but featuring summoning scrolls, the chance of you getting a summoning scroll from favorite, divine grace, or treasure spawn, or anything, really, is gonna be extremely low. I saw this one YouTube, I didn't see this one YouTube, but I scrolled down this one YouTube video, and in the comments he said, not in the comments, but his description of the YouTube video was when the favorite spawn was still out for Galileo and Cleopatra and what was it, Napoleon, I think that's it. He said something about finally after 5 full step-ups, he finally got a summoning scroll. So, yeah, I just want to let you know that the chances of getting summoning scrolls at all for featured monsters almost in any spawn is low. Extremely low. You could also get, besides that jackpot, treasure medal 200, treasure medal 400, cause you for your higher SSR gear. That's pretty good, especially if you're starting off. XP quest key and droplets of ether. Now let's look at the medals that it offers. Alrighty, you could get Odin summoning scroll for 10,000, Cinderella summoning scroll for 8,000. You get the red dragon stuff, red dragon weapons to start off with. They have the testaments that greatly increase physical or magical damage when using the ability, stuff like that. For relic, greatly increases that. Relic 2, it greatly increases physical or magic damage when using the ability. Okay. These are pretty much designed for the new classes. The added effect, as you can see on the bottom, the added effect, it has moves. All those moves are based towards the new classes. Whatever weapon they go with for the new classes, I'm talking about the Berserker, the Treasure Hunter, and the Rook. They go for those. But besides that, the Red Dragon armor. So now this is what I'm trying to work for. I hope I get it eventually. The skill that it offers is really, really good. And it's the new tier, so that means it goes up to 32 costs. What it pretty much does is damage down, all 4 of them. I want one for the female set and the male set, because I think the female's based on magic defense and the male's based on defense. I'd like to keep this. You could do this too. Might help out with your magic defense. The separate set of the gear, whether it's the same thing, but if it goes for male or female, it's gonna separate from defense to magic defense. So honestly, try to get one for magic defense and one for defense. Like said, damage down, for a chance to greatly reduce physical and magic damage taken. These are one of the main skills people must have. Well, not must have, but should have. Highly recommended to have, because it helps reduce damage. Now, the reason I'm saying I need this one is because usually almost all gear only has either physical or magical damage down, and you can only stack up a skill twice. So if I were to put on 2 physical damage and 1 magic damage, it's either going to roll with the 2 physical damage downs or the physical and magic damage down. It's not going to roll with all 3. So putting all 2 of them, so having damage down health would really help me. would reduce more damage for me, possibly by chance. It'd be guaranteed with damage down instead of physical and magic damage because I have that on my gear set. And would free up my gear slot. Now they have the crystal set, the crystal weapons. They pretty much do the testaments. And I'll show you the abilities too. You have to rebuild. For the crystal stuff, I would recommend getting it. Because it offers a lot more to the ability, ability or skill. Ability or skill, you could use either one, than most weapons do. For example, I look at this. It just doesn't greatly increase physical damage when using ability because I'm a Lancer. The ability power is increased by 30 when the target is in break. That goes further. It does more, has more of a skill than most weapons do, and it offers a special skill. Now, if you don't know how this works, is it pretty much takes over your regular attack in your slot. That's how that goes away. And it reduces cooldown times, the extra skill, except for certain abilities, by 20% for 40 seconds. So I would pretty much need that. So if you're starting off, almost, unless you're doing this for Encyclopedia, never go for lower gear like the Guardian stuff or the Blossom, unless you really need the skills. By the way, if you don't know what they do, they pretty much do the oh yeah, magic damage down and physical damage down. It goes up to double XL. But anyways, continuing, crystal stuff, it's pretty good. I'd recommend getting it if you don't have it. It definitely help you early to mid game by far. Also, I'd recommend the Red Dragon stuff, but the Red Dragon armor, not the Red Dragon weapons. Red Dragon weapons, they're for really late game, and that depends if you actually use the class a lot. Other than that, I wouldn't recommend it. But the crystal stuff, depending on what class you're using, I definitely go for the crystal stuff. If I were you, I highly recommend it. The military gear, the military weapons to be exact, if you're starting off, well, I wouldn't recommend it. I'd go for the since it's both 1,900, I go for the crystal weapons instead of the military weapons if I were you at all. Unless you're doing it for the cosmetics, then go ahead. The Imperial armor, it's decent. It's pretty good. Actually, yeah, it's pretty good. If I were you, well, if you're low on metals, if you're not gonna spend a lot on the spawn, if you're just spending enough to get some decent armor or something, you could go for the Imperial Imperial stuff. Sorry, I can't speak. Me said no English. You go for the Imperial stuff. It's not bad. It's pretty good. Goes up to cost 31. The higher the cost, almost all the time, the better the stats. It gives the reflections. Pretty much it reduces whatever it is, depending if it's physical or magical. Damage taken and reflects the reduced damage back to the attacker. So it's pretty good. The only gear set that I could think of that has just reflection that reduces both physical and magic is the Azure. Other than that, everything else has physical and magical reflection. The assassin stuff I would not worry about. It has regular testaments, and the relic itself has the testament too. It has abilities, but pretty much it looks like it does the same thing that the crystal stuff does. Yeah, it does the same thing the crystal stuff does, so I wouldn't recommend getting the assassin stuff. I'd go for the crystal stuff instead. It looks like it's only 100 medals less, so honestly, if I were you. The purge stuff as well, the purge gear, it's pretty much a weaker version of the Red Dragon stuff all the way up here, because it has the same skill, damage down. See, it has the same skill, so they're pretty much the weaker version. The soccer stuff, Oh, this is the Blossom stuff. Looks like it has the regular Testaments plus. Yeah, it has the regular Testaments plus. Unless you don't have weapons at all, I wouldn't recommend getting this. If you have pretty much all the skills you can get that up your damage, I'd get I'd get some of the Guardian Angel stuff. It would help, especially if you don't have a cleric. It might turn out to be clutch. Chance to critical hit and heal your HP by 5,000 when using ability, and plus physical or magical damage. I'd say it's clutch. It's clutch worthy. And the Guardian armor stuff, I wouldn't worry about it, really. I'd go for the Red Dragon stuff. And besides that, what else do they offer? They offer Droplets of Ether and XP Lemon. Droplets of Ether, I would go for maybe. You're gonna need Ether later, late game. You're gonna get to the point where you have as much gear as possible. All you are max 30 plus cost, 31, 32 plus cost, and you don't really have any you don't have any way else to up your gear score. So that's where Droplets of Ether comes in, or Ether drops, Ether whatever they're called. And that's pretty much it for this video. Thank you for watching, and I hope you got your answers and what you were looking for out of this video. Now, personally, well, not personally, but overall perspective, this video is for the majority of people going into this treasure spawn. Not everybody. That includes free-to-play and pay-to-win players. Play-to-win players, you could go for Odin. Free-to-play players, I wouldn't worry too much about Odin, because you probably won't get it. But other than that, thank you for watching, and see you next video. Planning on making my videos better and better each time I actually go on them and look at them and see what I did wrong. But if I did anything wrong, something weird, or I screwed up at all, let me know in the comments. Thank you, and have a good day. Peace.